You're listening to a special AI-powered training session generated based on my original research and training documents. While the voices you are about to hear are AI-generated, the insights come directly from my verified material.
Welcome to the Epoch Zero Show. Today we are unpacking Module 124.1, ChatGPT and the LLM Explosion 2022-2024. In just 24 months, we all witnessed a phase transition. Generative AI went from being a niche research topic to a full-blown global economic force. This is the story of that explosion and what it means for anyone in a leadership position. It all started with a number, a really big number, 100 million. That's the number of users ChatGPT signed up in only 2 months. It became by far the fastest growing application in the history of the internet. And that's our starting line. To really understand how this happened, we're going to break the story down into 6 acts. We start with the spark, the conversational catalyst. Then we'll look at the first major escalation, the reasoning leap. After that, we see how the ecosystem splits, how the fight moved beyond text to new architectures, how infrastructure became strategy, and finally, where we are right now, at the enterprise crossroads. So first up, the conversational catalyst. This is all about how one simple interface unlocked a profoundly complex technology for the entire world. You see, the underlying model, GPT 3.5, it was already incredibly powerful, but it was locked away behind an API. It was a tool for developers. ChatGPT changed everything. It just wrapped that power in a simple, easy-to-use chat window. It completely removed the technical barrier to entry. And that's the key insight here. The user experience completely transformed the technology's impact. It's why by January of 2023, boards everywhere were asking, what is our ChatGPT strategy? Accessibility created the urgency. So, this brings us to the second major phase, the reasoning leap. This is where we go from just clever text completion to something that started to look and feel like genuine reasoning. Now, nothing illustrates this jump quite like this chart. On the uniform bar exam, GPT 3.5 scored in the bottom 10th percentile. Just a few months later, GPT-4 scored in the top 90th percentile. This wasn't a small incremental improvement. This was a massive categorical leap in capability. That benchmark performance, plus its new ability to understand images, was the signal. It told the market that this technology was finally mature enough for professional-grade work. This is what triggered huge enterprise deals, like Microsoft's Copilot integrations. This was the signal for readiness. Which, of course, leads us to our third pillar, the ecosystem splits. By the middle of 2023, that single arms race we were all watching, it fractured. It split into 2 very different strategic philosophies. 2 paths emerged. On one hand, you had Anthropic's Claude, a closed, curated, safe model. A black box, really, designed for enterprise compliance. And then, in complete opposition, Meta released Llama 2. This was an open-weight model. They made its core workings public. It was the classic iOS versus Android strategy playing out all over again. And here's why that was so important. Llama 2 meant enterprises could now deploy powerful models on their own hardware without being dependent on an API. The market was no longer a single race. This new competition pushed us directly into our fourth pillar, a move beyond text. The battleground shifted from pure language skills to creating models that could understand the world through many senses at once. At first, with GPT-4v, this was done with an adapter. They basically bolted on a vision model to an existing language model. But then Google released Gemini. It was designed differently from the ground up. A single unified model that was trained natively on text, images, audio, and video from day one. It was a fundamental architectural shift. This leads us to Pillar 5. This is the point where infrastructure becomes strategy. It's where controlling the entire technology stack, from the chips to the app, creates a powerful new competitive moat. This story is best told with another number, 100,000. That's the number of NVIDIA H100 GPUs that are powering xAI's Memphis supercluster. You see, xAI's strategy with their model, Grok, wasn't just about building a better algorithm. It was about an integrated stack. They control the compute, they have unique, real-time conversational data from the X platform, and they control distribution through that very same platform. This is the new competitive landscape.
The lesson is crystal clear. The advantage is no longer just in the software. Data and compute are the primary battlefield.
And this brings us to today, our sixth and final pillar, the enterprise crossroads. We are now in a mature market, but one that is defined by intense competition and a whole lot of strategic confusion.
The central tension for leaders right now is the wrapper debate. With more than 10 GPT-4 class models out there, the core technology is becoming a commodity. So the question is, are new AI applications just thin user interfaces or wrappers on top of somebody else's API? Or do they create real defensible value through unique workflows and deep domain expertise? This market forces every leader to answer three critical questions. First is about capital and timing. Do you build a custom solution? Do you buy something off the shelf? Or do you just wait for the market to calm down? The second question is about managing risk. Do you tie your company's fate to a single vendor and accept the lock-in? Or do you build out a multi-model strategy that keeps you flexible? And the final, most pragmatic question, the one every board demands an answer to. How do you actually measure and prove a return on these massive investments in AI? The strategic reality is this. The LLM explosion created a completely new paradigm. So the challenge for a leader has shifted. It's no longer about simple technology adoption. It's now a complex exercise in navigating technical choices, strategic risks, and hard economic realities.